Check. Mic is on. Now we back. Hey guys, listen, we are live right now. It's your boy Joe back at it again, CodingPhase.com. Yeah, man. So what's really good? Today is Saturday, July 9th. Okay. I decided, you know what? Let me go live. Let me start looking for some job opportunities that are out here that maybe you guys are missing out on. And yeah, let's get started. I'm also going to be answering questions. So whatever questions you might have, definitely put it there on the, on the chat. Shout out to Angel Medina being the first one in here. Notification gang. Okay. Gang. Simply shy. I'm just simply shy. Bro, tripping. Shout out to you. And yeah, man, let's just get started. Let's see what's going on in the world right now. Let's see. Okay. For those of you guys that don't know, basically, yes, economy is down. Yes, you know, there's a lot of people getting let go of some of the tech companies that's out there. But to be honest with you, there's a whole bunch of new jobs that have been created. Okay. Let me see if I pull up the article. I believe it's like 300 something thousand new jobs that were created in the month of June. Let me see. Jobs in U.S. Let me see what's the news article, just to give you guys a little quick insight. Yeah, so here we go. Okay, let me put this on the screen for you guys so you guys can see it. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so yeah, the U.S. economy added 372,000 jobs in the month of June. And I believe I've seen about 40,000 new jobs that were added as just for developers, just developers alone. Okay, so again, there's a lot of opportunities out here. Yes, you keep hearing people are getting let go, people are getting dropped, you know, people's job offers are getting, pulled back, right? But that's really happening in the world of crypto and happening in the world of just the tech companies that were overvalued and just made a lot of money in the pandemic, that once the pandemic was over or somewhat over, they wasn't going to be able to sustain most of those things. Just like everything that goes up, something always got to come back down. Okay, it's gravity, right? It's regular things that could happen to any company, any business, right? So most of those companies that are like letting people go is usually the tech companies and random Web3 companies and crypto and Coinbase and this and that. Like those are the companies that's getting to drop people off. Okay, either laying off some of those new employees, or not even allowing people to come in on their first day. It's like, hey man, we know we gave you an offer, but shit, we're not making as much money as we was 6 months ago. So sorry, we're gonna have to take that job offer back. Okay. But there is a lot of jobs out here. Okay. It's just, you got to start thinking about everything just like a regular job. Stop getting this idea in your head that you can only work in the tech companies and, tech startups and this and that. Literally every business that you could think of, right? From Staples to Home Depot to FedEx to UPS to freaking the Coca-Cola company, Nestle company, Canon, right? Every company that you could think of needs developers in-house. And guess what? That's what you need to be your focus on. Like, get this idea of like, man, I want to apply just to tech companies and, the Forbes 500 is like, bro, the world is very big. Okay, so let's get started, man. I usually like to go in and focus on web development. So when I search on any platform, I come in and I start with HTML just to see what's out there. Any company that mentions HTML in their job description is going to be doing something with the web. So that kind of gives you a look at what's really out there when it comes to web development. Now, of course, I don't do mobile development. I don't do game development. I don't know about those things, right? I don't focus on that. I focus on web development. So if you're in here for that, hey, you're going to learn a lot of good shit in here. Okay. So yeah, man, this is a pretty good position, right? This is something that not a lot of people pay attention to, which is roles within certain industries or even government or universities, right? There's this title called webmaster. This is something that's been used from like back in the days, before you even knew what a front-end developer, before you even knew what a back-end developer. It used to be called webmaster. Okay, and there's a lot of institutions that still use this title for the positions. Now, this is the state of Georgia that's hiring for this position, right? Webmaster will be responsible for developing, administrating, improving all websites of the agency. There's a whole bunch of government jobs that you don't even pay attention to because you're so focused on the little tech companies and this and that. Bro, get your money. It doesn't matter where you work at. As long as you're making good money, that's what's important. Okay, so let's go in here. Let's see what they have. Okay, build functionality, easy to use website, performance, right? Work with infrastructure team to coordinate patching, upgrades, reduce page load times, debug pages, fix broken links or images. This right here, this is where you got to start paying attention, right? When you start noticing, like, yo, debug pages, fix broken links or images. Yo, this is an easy job, bro. Okay. So again, this is a very easy job. Just reading the description, you can pretty much tell what type of work you're going to be doing. Okay, update, maintain, publish websites, content, review SEO, monitor, analyze site performance, traffic, conversions, updates, etc. Okay. Minimum job requirement, associates, right? That's what they say. Software development or similar field, or a minimum 2 years of relevant or demonstrable work experience. Right? What they care about is, can you do the job, right? A lot of people will be scared to apply to this position. They'll be like, man, this is part of the government. It's going to be very difficult to get. Guys, nobody's paying attention to this type of job. $75,000 to $100,000. Okay, so if you know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you know WordPress, you know some PHP, right? This is something that you guys can focus on. You see how when people be like, man, WordPress, PHP, that's dead. It's not dead. There's plenty of jobs out there. You know what's dead? Those little bullshit tech jobs that you wanted to do the hype stack. Good luck getting a job on that one. Okay. But yeah, man, this is 10 days ago. So shout out to over there to the people in Georgia, right? You got Virginia Tech, right? There's another institution. You got Liberty University. There's another in your contacts. God damn it. Google. God damn Google. Okay. Damn, I can't even say Google. HTML email developer, Liberty University, right? HTML email developer, they're looking for somebody. It's a great place to start. Okay, don't get scared with the $37,000 to $50,000 a year. Don't get scared by that. If you go in and you go into the interview and you say, hey man, I want 50, I want 60, they're gonna have to give it to you. Okay. Of course, if you go in there and be like, I'm just grateful to get a job, like, yes, they're gonna throw you the cheapest shit that they could throw you. $37,000. You might as well work at McDonald's at that point. Okay. But yeah, webmaster again, Roof Claims LLC, Atlanta, Georgia, right? Junior web developer, $45,000 to $128,000 a year. They don't know what they want. As long as you know web development, they're like, hey, and you're comfortable with web development and you can do the work, they'll figure it out where to place you. Okay, webmaster again keeps popping up. We just search HTML. Okay, and this is what I recommend for you guys to always get started with. Search HTML. That will give you the full spectrum of what's out there. Okay, so currently right now, 57,000 jobs are being put into this platform, Indeed.com. Okay, so that's about 57,000 jobs that's out there. Again, when it comes to web development. Let's continue with this. Let's see what else is in here. We got web and email developer, Ross stores. Okay, Ross. Is this Ross or Ross? Oh yeah, Ross. Sure. my wife family, they love Ross. They always go to Ross. But yeah, so again, web and email development. Okay, again, email development is hot right now. I've been telling you guys that every single company that used to go in and hire an agency to do this for them, now they're just hiring people in-house. It makes more sense. Okay, why would you go in and pay an agency $150,000 to $200,000 when you could go in and have in-house developer doing the work for you? Okay, so again, let me see what else is in here. Let's see, web developer. There's a contract gig somebody put up. Let's see, junior JavaScript developer, human exponent. Let's see what they have in here. Okay, front end, back end engineer. Okay, collaborate, Git. Let's see, early stage startup. So this is like a startup. I wouldn't be wanting to go, like, I wouldn't tell you guys, hey, go to startups right now. Pretty much every startup that's out here, like, they're very limited on funds, and especially with everything that's happening in the world. You want to go to like more established companies, even though they might seem more boring. But guess what you really want to care about is stability, being able to have a job and that you're not going to lose in the next 2-3 months. Okay. Junior web developer, Truffled. I don't know which company is that. Okay. They're using Angular, TypeScript. Okay. Let's see what else. Lunar Vision Studios. That's like a web designer. Okay. Rollick Inc. Remote HTML email developer, 58,000, 73,000. Urgently hiring, meaning that, hey, they're looking for somebody now, not tomorrow, not the day after. They're looking for somebody right now. Okay. Ensure that all emails are canned, spam, KSL compliant, right? This is all the stuff that we teach at CodingFace. So if you guys never heard of these things, definitely go check out CodingPhase.com, right? This is what we do here. We teach people how to code. We teach people the skills that they need to get the job positions. Okay. So again, some of the companies that have hired some of our students. Okay. So again, we know what we're talking about. Okay. Email developer, go check that out. Okay. You can sign up for a Diamond membership, and the Diamond membership will give you access to all of the courses here, or you could just buy the bundle directly and you just pay once and that's it. You're good to go. Okay. But definitely recommend learning about HTML emails if your goal is to get a job. Okay. If your goal is to get a job and start building experience in web development, HTML emails is a great way to get started. Okay. Let's see, web content authored. Okay, so let's see, reading through here, what the hell is this? This is like a content editor. Let me see, web content contractor will support digital team migrating content of 200 websites to one. The web migration contractor responsible for assisting transformation, migration, quality assurance, different formats, CMS. Okay, so this is pretty cool, right? This is a position that you guys should definitely apply to. It's a very simple position if you know about CMS, right? This is something like I tell you guys, content editor, right? They're looking for somebody with experience with WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, Piranha, Drupal, etc., right? Knowledge of basic HTML and CSS. Your job is literally to take content from 200 different websites, right? I'm guessing that they have they either bought a whole bunch of different websites and then now got the content from there and they're now putting it into one main website. Most likely it's like a niche site. I've never heard of this company, Exacore. So let me see if we get more information about this. Okay. So I'm guessing, okay, I get it. So this is the company that is gonna hire you, but most likely what they're gonna be doing is they have a client that needs support to be able to transfer all of their content from multiple websites into one. Okay, this is something that's new in the industry in the sense of a lot of companies are buying small niche websites. So for example, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but what's the name of this company? DigitalOcean used to, well, Scotch. I don't know if you guys remember this website, Scotch.io, right? Scotch.io used to be a website that had a whole bunch of articles for programming, right? Teaching you about Laravel, like a whole bunch of tutorials, right? And what they did was they sold their content to DigitalOcean. So right now, content is king. So even blogs, even niche websites, right? Places like, CodingPhase.com, where we have content in there in video format, courses and training, right? All of that shit is valuable right now. So a lot of companies are investing in buying content from smaller companies or smaller niche sites and putting them into their own website for traffic. So for example, DigitalOcean, right? They bought Scotch.io. I think they also working with CSS. What's the name of CSS Tricks? Sold. Okay, yes. So CSS Trick has been acquired by DigitalOcean. So for those of you guys that don't know, CSS Tricks is like one of the oldest blogs that has, like, I don't know, probably 10,000, 20,000 articles on tutorials for CSS and HTML and all type of articles, right? When it comes to the web. Okay, so by DigitalOcean buying CSS Tricks, they basically get access to all of that content, and then now they could integrate that content with their main website, DigitalOcean.com. So whenever, let's say for example, you go in and you search how to do this CSS trick or how to change this style or whatever it is, right? And maybe that article is ranking number 1. Guess what? Now that link is going to go to DigitalOcean. So then now by you going to that article and reading that article, you're going to also see information about DigitalOcean. Hey, by the way, we could host your website. Hey, we could host your applications. So again, it's a win-win situation for companies like this. And that's what this job really is about, right? One of these companies bought probably a whole bunch of different websites and it's now migrating it into one website. Okay, literally any one of you guys can do this with your eyes closed. Okay, so again, definitely apply to this. Web content author, this is pretty much like I always told you, web content editor is just different names for it. Okay, any questions, anything that you guys might want to say, definitely put it in the chat. I want to go in and answer questions or just get some feedback of what I'm talking about in this and what you guys think about it, right? Let me see, reading through here. Let's go. Thank you for the knowledge. Hey, I'm just trying to do my part, bro. I'm trying to answer the questions that you guys might have. I'll try to show you guys that this is what we do. Okay, somebody said it's blurry. I don't know if it's blurry. Pamela, I don't know what's blurry. Let me see. Our email job still popping? Yes. Okay, simple search result will show you that. Let me see what else. Hello, Joe. I think I might have landed a job. The CTO wanted me to set up a cloud environment so he can add me into his organization. More confirms and update to you sometime later. That's what you mean. Brian on was, hey Brian, bro, I hope so, bro. I think you're very talented and we've been had our fingers crossed for you, bro. I don't know why you haven't gotten hired yet, to be honest with you. To be 100% honest with you, I have no idea why you haven't gotten hired yet, because you're pretty legit, right? You have a solid portfolio, right? For those of you guys that don't know about Brian, super legit developer. Let's see, I'll show you guys right now his portfolio, right? I think I've shown you Brian's portfolio like a million times, but I do believe that Brian is one of those developers that literally, like, it's just a matter of time when you're gonna get hired. Like, dude is pretty legit, has a nice portfolio, has all the skills that are in demand, right? If you look at his work, very solid work. Okay, this is one of his HTML emails, very nice. Okay, let me see some of your other projects in here. This is his landing page. If you go in and check this out, this design here is amazing, right? Like, Brian didn't even have all the assets and he made it exactly how the design is. Like, literally, like, you could give this guy any type of design, and he go in and he could build it. Okay, so again, Brian, like I told you, it's a matter of time when you're gonna get hired. I know we seen so many people that came in even after you and have gotten hired, and it's like one of those situations where it's like, bro, like that's out of my hands. You get what I'm saying? Like I know you got the skills. I know you're talented. I know you have everything going on for yourself. And I'm like, damn, why Brian hasn't gotten hired yet, right? But it's literally a matter of time, and this is why it's so important to continue applying to job positions and putting yourself out there. And sometimes you gotta even do some networking. Like sometimes, somebody might go in and get a job. Like look at Oscar. Oscar Flores came in on his first interview. He got hired, and I'm like, bro, like this should be also Brian. Like Brian is legit. Shout out to Oscar. One cool thing that I like about Oscar Flores website. Let's say, for example, right now you search on Google, right? You search Oscar Flores, right? So his name is very popular, right? So a lot of people's gonna have that name. But if you go in and you search dev, right, or developer, automatically it pops up with his website. And when you have your SEO and everything done properly, you're gonna get your image here on Google. Okay, so not only is he having the number one spot, right, for whenever you search Oscar Flores, but you also have your image here, which validates like, hey, this is the guy, this is the go-to guy, right? This is why I tell people all the time, you got to start building your brand. When you do your portfolio, you got to put in all the tags for SEO, put everything in order for you to maximize on everything that you can, from your LinkedIn to your to your portfolio, everything that you have there. Optimize it to the maximum that you can. And again, Oscar came in, got hired on his first job interview, which sometimes it seems like it's not possible, but it does happen. Okay, so shout out to Oscar. And going back to Brian, I'm just glad that it's about to happen for you too. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it took a little bit longer, but understand that that's part of the process, right? Everybody's in a different time, right? This shit is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you're going to get there for sure. So again, super hyped for that. Let me see. Reading through here. Some question. Okay. Is it worth still taking your email courses? Has the industry moved on? Bro, HTML emails are getting bigger and bigger and bigger every single day. Okay. You have to understand something. Look. There's a million ways for companies to promote their products, right? And one of the best ways is through emails, because email is free, okay? When you go in and you run advertisement, it costs you money to run advertisement. When you run retargeting ads, it costs you money for that. But if you are a company that has, let's say, 100,000 customers, you can get a 10 to 15, 20% of sales just from your email list. So guess what? They're going to continue doing emails, and that's not going to go anywhere, right? It's like one dude sent me a email the other day, and he said, what was it? He said, oh, Joe, I'm taking your HTML email development course, and it's using an older version of Node. I believe we are in Node 18, right? I don't even know what version we are on Node so far. Like, what's the latest one, right? If you come over here to Node.js, right? Nodejs.org, you will see that the current version of Node is 18.5.0. Do you really think companies are using this version? No one uses this version. This version has a whole bunch of bugs. It has latest features, but no one's going to use this till 2, 3, 4 years from now. Okay? People are still using Node version 10, Node version 12, Node version 14. Okay? Those are the stable versions of Node.js. People don't just go in and be like, well, something is outdated because something new just came out. Y'all need to get that shit out of your head. Okay? All right? Get that shit out of your head. The world doesn't work like that. Okay? Stop focusing on what version something is and start focusing on the concepts and the things that you're going to learn from that. Okay. HTML emails have not changed in over 10, 20 years. It's the same shit. It's HTML tags, right? HTML table tags, and that's it. That's how you're supposed to do it. Inline styles, and that's it. Okay. Now we have certain things about CSS media queries where now we can make things more responsive, but at its core, it's the same shit. Okay. So get that shit out of your head, please. Okay. Stop focusing on like new version and this and that. Guys, that's a way to go in and literally like get to sell you the same shit over and over again. Like when I go in and I see like on Udemy, for example, right? Somebody comes up with, hey guys, this is a React course for React version 14 or whatever, right? And then the next week they come out with the same course, add an extra section and charge you again for the same fucking version, but now it's 14.5 or 17.5 or 18.3, and they'll go in and sell you the same shit over and over and over again. The same shit, nothing changed. And the things that did change, you could have fucking learned it on a blog post. Okay? So stop focusing so much on the versions. That shit has nothing to do with anything. I'm telling you guys ahead of time. That's a great way to go in and resell you the same shit, repackage the same shit. I could right now go in, take the same course that I just fucking created 2 years ago, re-record it, okay? Tell you guys in the beginning of the video, hey guys, this is Node.js version 18.5. And guess what? Because I re-recorded the same content again, you're going to have to pay me again, right? So, because I just did the work again. You know what I'm saying? So, in your head, when you think like, man, I got to focus on what new version just came out, that shit is irrelevant to the industry, okay? Only people that focus on that are beginners. That's how you know you are a noob. You are new to the industry. The guys that's been in the game is like me. Like the first time I learned about Laravel, right? I was learning Laravel 3. And at the time, I think like Laravel 4, Laravel 5 came out, right? So at the end of the day, it's not what just came out. You got to focus on what the instructor is teaching you and the fundamentals and the concepts. That's what's important. Everything else, once you learn the fundamentals and the concepts, you do not need an instructor. You have the blog post, you have the documentation, and you learn from there, okay? Understand there's little tricks that happen in the industry. People come in and be like, well, I'm going to re-record the same course, but now it's version 18.5. I'm not going to do that shit to you. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to teach you how to do this shit properly. So you don't go in and you know, I'm not looking to abuse you. You get what I'm saying? But if you want me to, shit. You want me to re-record the same shit and teach you the exact same shit, and now you got to pay me again because I'm doing double work now. You know what I'm saying? I could do it if you want to pay me twice. Okay? I got no problem in that. You get what I'm saying? But what I'm telling you with that is like, yo, focus on, you know, on the fundamentals and the concepts so you can learn, you know, learn the skills. That's what you need to be focusing on, man. Don't fall to the trap that people do, right? Let me see. What are some recruiting websites to join when looking for email developer jobs? Indeed.com is the best one. You could also go on Google, go to jobs.google.com. You could also go to dice.com. And then from there, what you could do is you can join a whole bunch of the different hiring and recruiting agencies that's out there and put your emails in not your email, your portfolio, your resume, and put it in their database. So then once they get a new HTML email position, they'll go in and email you directly like, hey, we got a position for this. Are you available? You know what I'm saying? For those of you guys that don't know what I'm talking about, let me see if I show you guys this here. So of course, everybody knows you could go to Indeed.com, right? You could go ZipRecruiter.com, right? This is what we call job boards, right? This is where you could come in and find a job on this job boards, right? The companies come to this website, Indeed.com, and they pay, let's say, $200, $300 for every time that they list a new position, okay? Now, there's the world of recruiting, okay, where you can work for a talent agency. So for example, like Creative Circle, this is what I used to do. When I used to work full time as a developer, I didn't go in and apply through like Indeed. I used to do that in the beginning, but most of my jobs were given to me. I didn't have to look for the jobs. I just come in and I'll tell them, hey, what type of skills I have, right? And then they will send me emails and notify me of the new job positions that they had available. And the type of work that I did, the better the job I did, the more opportunities that they threw at me. So if you come in and you get hired at one of those jobs from Creative Circle, right, they'll go in and continue to throw you different job positions because they get paid every time that you get hired. Okay, so they want to make sure that if you are a developer and you're qualified for whatever skills it is that you might have, like for me, a lot of the roles that I got was for front end development, for Laravel positions, for JavaScript animations, like the type of websites that you see on awards.com. Like I know how to do all of that shit, and I've been doing that shit for years. So when like a big brand needed to have like a very nice landing page, guess what? They hire a running gun, and that was me. So I come in and let's say, for example, Taylor Swift is gonna drop a new album. Universal Music Group goes to Creative Circle. Creative Circle says, hey, who do we know that is talented JavaScript developer that knows animations, etc. Boom. They send out the emails to all of us, and then from there I will go in and send my email back, hey, I'm interested. And then now, because I did a good job on the previous contract, they will go in and say, okay, let's give it to Joe. You get what I'm saying? That's how this works, right? So again, you can come in and join a talent agency, right? And say from here, find a job, right? You could even search right now. You could search, for example, email, right? And you can see there are a whole bunch of different email positions, right? Email marketing coordinator, email specialist, right? There's a whole bunch of positions that are all over the United States. You could come in here and search HTML, right? See what they have, right? Email specialist, web content manager, right? You could search, let's say, for example, JavaScript, right? Front-end developer, associate WordPress developer, right? So they have roles that pop up every single day, okay? Because their job is to have relationships with major companies. And when the companies need like a developer that they can vouch for, right? Creative Circle says, hey, this developer that we have here, he's the best of the best, right? So let's say, for example, even you, if you're going to go in and work at a company, let's say you find a job on Indeed.com, let's say from, I don't know, Truffle, right? Truffle is offering $80,000 to $110,000. Most likely you apply to this position, and most likely because maybe you don't know how to negotiate your salary, or you're not comfortable with your skills, you're like, whatever, right? Or you might undersell yourself, right? You might go in and get $85,000, right? Creative Circle will get the same position, but then now they'll go in and say, nah, you got to give this person 140. You get what I'm saying? And then from every time that you get paid, let's say 140, they'll keep 30,000, but they'll make sure that they get you that 110,000. So that's how Creative Circle works, and talent agencies work. All right. So there's definitely a big opportunity on that maybe we'll go in and make a video about this. So it all depends. Let me see. Universe Crawler says Creative Circle are bums. They are spam artists sick of their emails. Hey, that's on your case. I've never heard nobody say this. You're the first person that I've seen to say that, right? I mean, I can vouch for it because I worked for them, for damn near 5 years. So, and I've had a great career, right? So at the end of the day, it all depends. I'm pretty sure you've never worked with Creative Circle. You're probably an individual that you've never done any work with them, right? You got to go in and show the skills. If you don't have the skills, yeah, you can sign up, but that don't mean that you're going to get a job. You get what I'm saying? You might not have a portfolio that shows you're actually good. So you can't blame Creative Circle for not giving you a job. You're not presenting yourself as a professional. That's just facts. You know what I'm saying? I can try to help you out as much as I can. If you want, I'll help you out by looking at your portfolio, and I could give you some pointers. Okay, but yeah, let me see. Reading through here, what's good, Queen Tut? Let me see who else is in here. Reading through here. Let me see. I went from freelance to looking for a job after 5 years of freelance and started 2 businesses. Was overwhelmed with the interest. Got my first big tech job. Nice. Congrats. Let me see. Reading through here. What else? Let me see. Wake though says, get a hold of Richard Hart, founder of Hex. He's looking for Rust developers, web developer, Golang developers, paying $275 a year or so. Nice. Okay. But my question is he hiring new developers? Right? Because sometimes, and this is why I tell people all the time, like, I don't care what's happening. Those $200,000, $300,000 jobs, that shit has nothing to do with my audience. You know why? Because if they're not willing to hire new developers, that shit is irrelevant to me or even to the audience, right? Because a lot of times, somebody like myself, I got 10 years in the game. Yeah, I could apply for that shit, but at the same time, I'm not looking for a job. Now, for the people that I really care about is the new developers. How can we help them out to get those new positions? And sometimes, like, once I see the big numbers, I'm like, I don't know if I really care about those big numbers, because a lot of times they won't give an opportunity to new developers. So that's why I really focus on the jobs that's more realistic for a new developer to get, anywhere from 50,000 to 110,000, 120,000. Those are more realistic numbers for someone that has never done it before, right? Let me see. Reading through here, John Disler. Shout out to John Disler. Joe, I'm following the path. Got 6 months in the first job. Now looking to level up. Already getting interviews. Nice. Congrats, John. Yeah, I know you killing it out there, bro. I know you're doing your thing. Let me see. Codename Jason says, I'm coding right now while listening to you. Hey, that's what's up. Let me see. Reading through here. What should be in your portfolio when you're applying for email development? You got to have some landing pages. You want to have some landing pages connecting to a service. It could be like MailChimp. It could be ConvertKit. It could be Active Campaign, right? Build a email list. Learn about segmentation. Learn about building automation through your email service provider. Demonstrate that you can go in and build any HTML email that they can throw at you. So build like a promotional email, build a transactional email, build a newsletter, right? So with like 4 or 5 projects, you should be good. From there, it's just about going to the interviews and demonstrating what you can do, right? And also to how comfortable you can explain the process of email marketing, right? That's also something that can really help you out, because you could know how to code, but if you don't know the process of email marketing, guess what? Now they got to teach you that shit too. So if a guy that's next to you that comes in right after you and he knows about email marketing, he understands the process, everything from having a sales funnel to how advertisement work. All of those things I teach it inside of the email marketing course on CodingPhase.com. You guys can go check that out if you guys want. But again, those are things that are key, right? That if you know those things, it just shows that you've done this before. Because I could go in and say, well, I know HTML, CSS. Okay, that's cute, right? I could go in and build a HTML email, right? And I could use HTML tables and to build it and put shit in inline, right? But do you understand the process of email marketing? Do you understand how to use different services, right? Do you understand the process of tagging users, email segmentation, creating categories of email subscribers? Do you understand the process of maybe even using a CRM? Like, this is shit that is going beyond the scope of just click, clack, click, clack. You get what I'm saying? So it's very important to know more about, what it is that you're trying to do than just the code, because that's what separates you from the next guy. The next guy, all he knows is code, right? It's like when somebody goes to, someone hit me up the other day and told me, yo, Joe, I found a guy that's teaching HTML emails. And I was like, hey, go to him, right? Individual goes in 6-7 months later, and he's like, yo, Joe, I'm not getting no results. Shows me exactly